Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We room toned it.
Okay.
We did it. We're doing it. Oh, why's there a staple in my couch?
Whoops. Oopsie. Just to keep you sharp. Dumb.
I thought it was great.
Listen, she makes herself cackle. Okay.
And that's all that matters. Hi, friends.
Hi.
I'm Kimberly.
I'm Tori.
And you are listening to It's Nothing. It's Everything. Hey, hi, hey there, hi there.
Hey there, hi there, ho
Ho
there.
there. Hey there. Guys, it's our 10th episode.
I used
You-
to be so talented.
Back in our younger years.
Back in my day, I had a voice.
Oh, what a glorious time that was.
Mm-hmm.
10 whole episodes. We have been doing this. You have been listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of our hearts
all the way down.
to my toes,
Down to my sacrum.
down to my loins.
Down to my coccyx, if you will. Oh, sorry, Dragon Ball Z. The water, man.
So I feel like we should probably let listeners into the magic of our recording space at some point, which is my husband's office, Nick's office. Come on, Nick. Nick's it, fix it.
Nix it, fix it.
And you know, he's a fan of a lot of things. And a lot of those things are on the wall. Like
luau?
does
Does he like a luau?
yeah,
Or just that dragon
the
needed
the Dragon Ball Z sign. Wait, that's not Dragon Ball Z, that's Mortal Kombat?
Why are you asking me?
I'm sure I don't know. There's a dragon.
I don't know.
There's definitely a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Yeah.
When I like to make him frustrated, I call it Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, if you
Because they're not the same.
if you want to see it and you haven't seen it, go to our Instagram at It's Nothing, It's Everything Pod.
Yeah.
And you can see on our reels, you can see some pictures of some pretty epic stuff, and I'll try to remember.
Yeah. Maybe we'll give you a whole tour.
post.
A whole tour. Because there's a lot of Godzilla in here. And
There's also some cute kid stuff.
yes, lots of kid
There's
art.
3 big books of Hellsing. So
Oh yeah, vampires.
that's cute.
Oh, Rosalind's calling me.
Hey, girl.
Hello. Micah kidnapped you? Okay, so you went to Micah's house and he's feeding you. Great. Thanks, Micah. Thanks for feeding her. Is that you just called to let me know that you're eating food?
Nourishment's important.
Thank you for updating me. I
Come on.
appreciate it. I know where you are. Look at you
Yes.
go.
You're an adult.
Okay. Well,
Kind of.
have fun at Micah's house and tell him thank you for Tori's here.
Hey.
You're on the podcast right
You're
now.
on the podcast right now, girl.
So you are soy famous. Have a great show tonight. Break legs. Tell Micah to break legs as well. And love you. And I'm glad you're eating food. And please have dinner. Please don't break your bones. But please have more than like wafer cookies. Like
Yeah.
have a real dinner, please. Because I know you. Rice crackers and coconut rolls and wafer cookies. Yeah, well-rounded, colorful, fibrous. Yeah. Lots of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals. Good. Oh, great. Vibes. Okay. Have fun. Wait, what time is your show over? No, I know how. I said what time is it? Great. See you at 9. Okay, bye.
Come on.
She called me to tell me where she is.
That's nice.
Look at that responsible child.
Come on now.
Anyway,
Yeah.
our recording studio. It's magical. It's really festive. There's a
It
lot
really
going on.
matches our vibe,
It really matches our vibe.
you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Skulls. There's skulls.
There's Palo Santo.
There's Palo Santo.
There's kids' toys. I mean, this guy's been my friend for all 10 episodes.
He is. Who's Broly? No, Broly's just the only character's name that I know, other than Yu-Gi-Oh. So just call it Yu-Gi-Oh. If you just want to, ruffle his feathers a little bit.
Zing it.
Zing it. If you just want
I'd be like, who's this Alphaba character?
Alfie.
Alfie, you look ragey, babe.
She roided out.
She
roided.
Okay.
Okay.
So for our 10th
episode.
episode, we wanted to do, I think we're doing 10 questions.
Yeah.
About
getting to know you.
getting to know all about you. Is that are those the words? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Boy.
Those are the words.
Yeah.
Yeah. You found them.
Well, cool. So first, before we even get into it, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for still listening for all 10 episodes. And if you don't mind, please like, share, comment everywhere. Save. Follow us on Instagram.
Follow, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
follow. I was
Follow.
like, there's too many things
There's
now
gonna be
to
other words.
say.
I know.
But
It's too much.
follow, yet again, on Instagram and Facebook. So you and your grandma, send it to your grandma on the Facebook. It's Nothing, It's Everything. And then on Instagram, it's Nothing, It's Everything pod.
And also, we're on
Amazon
pods,
Mhm.
YouTube pods, Apple pods, Spotify pods. We are also at some, maybe I shouldn't even say that because we don't know when we're going to transition to having video, but we're going to do that someday.
Yeah.
So probably in like 27 years,
So you
we
can
will
see
set up
us.
a camera
27 years.
and we'll just sit there chain smoking our Virginia Slims.
When
and
podcasts aren't even cool anymore.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Vibes.
I say let's get
should
into
we just
it.
let's do it. Are
we doing
alternating?
Do you want to alternate or we each answer the question?
Oh, I don't know if we have time to each answer the question.
Okay.
Do you think we'd speed round it?
Maybe. Yeah. Let's give short answers. I don't know.
Can we do that?
No.
Is that possible?
No.
I mean, listen, we could try.
Let's try.
We could try.
We'll do our best.
Okay. Great. Question number 1. If a book were written about your life, what would the title be and why?
I mean, I still want to go with my first answer, which was a memoir.
A memoir. Yeah.
And because for the first, I'd say 30 years. No. Probably 18 years. I had no filter. So I said a lot of things that I definitely meant. But I offended probably a lot of people. I hurt a lot of feelings on the way there. And then even when I found it, sometimes I still couldn't craft it the right way.
Sure.
And so it's just like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
There she goes again. Maybe that's it. Uh-oh, there she goes again. So the life lessons of filters. I don't know.
Yeah. The progress. Your chapters will progress from filterless to somewhat filter-ed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's my answer. That's my quick answer.
And I feel like there's probably multiple. Like
I think you have different books for different times. I can't.
Yeah. We can't limit ourselves to one. I can't
limit myself to one. I'm an encyclopedia.
Yeah. There you go, Britannica.
Yeah.
Okay. What would the title of my here's my problem. I can never pick one of anything.
Well, yeah.
That's a problem.
That's not. It makes your life more colorful.
It's like when people ask me what my favorite anything is. I'm like, I don't have one favorite.
No, I don't have no favorites.
I don't have one favorite.
Yeah.
I like lots of things for different reasons.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the title of my book. I like lots of things for different reasons. Just
leave me alone.
Just generic AF. Yeah. I don't have to answer to you.
Yeah, fuck off.
This is as much of an answer as you're getting. It doesn't make sense to you and I don't care.
The longest title.
Yeah, that's the subtitle. That's the whole subtitle. That's it. Just the whole page of the whole cover of the book is just text because the title is so long and the subtitle is so long. Yeah.
Listen, I think that's funny.
Great. Well, that's it.
All right.
And it's not going to be cohesive at all because my life ain't that.
Because our brains aren't. Obviously, you've listened to 10 episodes of us not stay on a topic for probably longer than like 5 minutes. No. Which somebody said to me, speaking of a new topic, was like, I kind of like that though, because it does feel like it's the conversations that I have with my girlfriends.
Yeah.
Because like when you are with a girlfriend, you're just like spitballing and just like throwing, ping pong, boo, 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 boo. You're going to go all down every rabbit hole.
No, we're here to keep you on your toes and also ourselves. And also like, you know what this world doesn't need, and by this world, I mean the world of Kimberly and Tori, is a scripted podcast. Not, never, no.
No, you can tell when we've scripted things. Like when I listen back and I'm like, gross.
Yeah, that does not sound like me.
Trash. Okay, so question 2. What's a memory that instantly makes you smile no matter how many times you think about it? Ooh. I have too many.
Yeah.
Which, what a blessed problem to have.
What a blessed problem to have. Memories. I have a memory of playing stack hands with my grandmother. That's
so funny you would bring up a grandparent because I was like, instantly I was like, I got to come up with a grandparent. Like
A lot of the memories that I have that like still make me genuinely smile to this day are with Gigi, with my Gigi. Stack hands is a big one. Also, she used to let me, you know how the old grannies were. She would always get her hair done. She would have
once
like
a
her
week.
hair done with the rollers, and it was always set, and and she used to let me put her hair in a mohawk. And her hair was a big deal. Like she needed her hair done, but like she used to let me put her hair in a mohawk, and oh my God, it just was like I just was the happiest kid. I loved it. So thanks, Gigi. Bless up.
Bless up, babe.
You doing great up there. Let's see what else. Probably my children. Just like each of them being born.
You know, on your phone, the widget, the photo widget.
Yeah.
It can alternate, or it'll like change all the pictures every time you open your phone, and most of them are my children, and any of those, just a picture of a baby, of one of my babies,
their little squishy faces.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Them saying any of the words, like remembering the words that they said. Funky.
Yeah.
Like instead of yucky, it was yutchy,
which we still use to this day.
Yutchy. That's hella yutchy.
Rosalind's was fwabbits. Strawberries were fwabbits. We still say fwabbits. Yeah, it's a good one. Fwabbits.
Yeah, so I think the kids are an easy one.
Yeah.
If I want to like make it romantic, Pat and I had to see each other we did not want to see each other before our wedding. We wanted to go traditional that way.
Yeah.
Because also Pat was gonna lose it no matter what. But that was like it was like building up to this moment, and like
we want to see
the pressure,
him publicly lose his shit.
Talk about the pressure for Pat. But I was like, I need my grounded human being, and so we stood on at the church that we were getting married. We stood on each side of a pole, and we just like held. We wouldn't look at each other, but we held each other's hands from behind the pole, and then I felt so much better. And I was like, okay, yeah, right. Yeah. Because it would like that anxiety of not seeing each other was really Frenching it up for me. I was just like, I'm not doing well with that. And so like him grounding me down, and then that always makes me smile. He also forgot his vows. So he had to like write them in like that day.
Damn, Patty.
Which is actually probably better because he is very long-winded. Because I remember him reading me his vows and I was like, that's long.
Gonna have to trim it up, babe.
Bad. But also I think mine were long too.
That's a smile of mine too, is our wedding day. Our courthouse wedding day, not our big everybody wedding. Yeah. But that whole day was just so magical.
Yeah.
It was just us and our parents in a warehouse in Portland. They were just like, we just rented it for the day, and we had champagne and had takeout for lunch. No, we went to the food trucks and got like food for lunch, and then walked across the Burnside Bridge. No, my father is screaming right now. He doesn't listen to this podcast.
Like,
but if he were listening to this podcast, he'd be like, it's not the Burnside. It's the, I don't know. Well, no, I don't even know what. A bridge in Portland. Yeah. We were walking across the bridge. Nick and I are in our, he's in a suit. I'm in a.
You guys look real cute.
I'm in a romper, a pantsuit. Yeah. With a veil and a train. I have my bouquet. I got flowers from the Pike Market the day before. We literally drove down at 4 a.m. to Portland.
Why did you do this?
Because
I remember because you were not here.
Yeah.
You were in Indonesia, I believe. Yeah. Right. And I remember like you posted a picture on social media.
We didn't tell anybody.
Like, you're fucking mad. I was like, what? I was so livid. I was so mad. And then I was like, wait, it's not about me. Chill out, T. And then I was just, you looked so cute in that like, it was a silk.
Yeah.
One piece.
Yeah. Silk
like
romper.
Pantsuit.
Silk pantsuit.
Yeah. And just like so you guys.
Yeah.
But then I remember like texting you or something.
Yeah.
WhatsApping you. Being like, oh my God, congratulations. And like, screw you, man.
Yeah. Screw you.
Let us celebrate your love.
And then we did.
But you told me, you were like, don't worry, chill out.
Yeah.
But why? I've always wondered why.
Okay. How do I make this a short story? This is when Emma and I were building Rue Space, which was a pre and postnatal fitness boutique that we were going to be opening in Miami. So we were going to be moving to Miami. Emma and I were working on Rue Space, but with the timeline, I would have had to move to Miami before the school year was over, and so Nick would have been in Seattle solo parenting Roslyn. And at that point, like, he had no legal rights, right?
Right.
And so we were like, okay, well, let's
God.
just we'll just
do it.
do it. We'll just do it. And it was in August, and we thought that I was going to be moving like sometime before Christmas. And so Nick's parents, there was a planned trip. I had just come back from I was working in Indonesia.
Mhm.
I had just come back from consulting for like 3 weeks in Indonesia. I came back like on a Tuesday, and his parents were coming in the next day, and they were coming in like Wednesday or Thursday through Sunday. It was like a short-ish visit. And so we were like, well, if we know we're going to do a courthouse wedding anyway, why not do it while they're here? Why not see if my parents can, like, let's see if we can get everyone together.
Let's see if it falls
And
into
then,
place.
yeah. And then in the state of Washington, there is a 72-hour waiting period when you get your marriage license before you can actually like do the service at the courthouse.
Yeah.
But in Oregon, there's not.
Oh.
So we were like, great, road trip to Oregon, drove down to Portland, literally did a day trip, drove down to Portland. My parents came up and met us. So my dad, my stepmom, my mom, Nick's parents. And then my best friend from childhood, Meg, who's a photographer, came and did the photos. And we just like had a courthouse wedding, and it was so magical. It was so lovely. It was hot as balls, which of course I loved, but everybody else was miserable.
Yeah.
And also like I got to be in like this beautiful sleeveless silk pantsuit, and all of the men were in suits with jackets.
Yeah.
And we're like walking across the bridge in like the heat of the afternoon.
I can see the pictures.
It is August, direct sunlight. And also it was the weekend of the Hood to Coast Relay. And so we were crossing the bridge, and there were a bunch of marathon runners running past us, which was fun. We got lots of congratulations and people like taking selfies with us, which was really cute.
That's cute.
Went to the courthouse. We were married by a man that my mom knew from back in her days when she was a paralegal in Portland in the 80s. Yeah, it was
Kevin again.
And then we did this like beautiful little Indonesian wedding tradition like at the waterfront in Portland, where there's a tradition where you hold an umbrella over you, and then they pour the turmeric rice, and it has dates in it, which represent like the sweetness of life, and then rupiah in it, which represents like money and wealth and like, you know, financial whatever.
Goodness.
Yeah. And so we did that, and then we went to this amazing Spanish tapas restaurant for dinner and had champagne and ate tapas, and it was such an incredible day. So that one makes me smile. Yeah, that one does it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay.
And then I didn't move to Florida. We didn't move to Miami
that didn't happen.
because then there was just like a minor inconvenience that was like global pandemic. So anyway,
So
it's
that old
fine.
chestnut.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could relive one day in your life exactly as it happened, which would it be and why?
And now, I mean, to clarify,
Yeah.
because I have mine in my head.
Yeah.
But is it I'm living it the same way, but I am making different choices?
I think you
Or I
can.
get to-
I think you get to interpret it however you feel you want to interpret it.
Okay. So there is one day that I just regret wholeheartedly. I loved everything about the day. It was my 25th birthday. Pat, who we had just started dating, like we were fresh dating. He was trying to like really, you know, impress. And 25th birthday is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, sure.
And I was doing, where was I? I was doing a show. I was doing Chorus Line at a summer stock theater. And he had planned, he had planned this whole birthday. And my 24th birthday was a real duck fart. Like it was like, it was really bad. My boyfriend at the time, like who was a baby, just like really shit the bed. Like he was like, I have dinner planned and that's it. And then he took me to dinner in LA at a place I had eaten the night before.
Oh.
And I like told him about it. I was like, cool, man. Neat. And that was like it. And like birthdays for me are a very big deal.
Yes.
Like I think
fucking celebrate me.
Celebrate yourself. And
yes.
Like, be like, I made it a whole nother year on this planet. So like, good job, me.
I'm the same way.
And
if nothing else, celebrate your birthday. You are alive and you are worth celebrating.
Yeah. Well, it's like that Mother's Day thing. It's like, this is what I want on my day.
Yeah.
And I will also show up for other people if that's what, you know, they value. And so, but Pat went gangbusters. We went to piano or Keys on Main.
Mm-hmm.
So the Julian Piano Bar, which I'd never been to. And I remember they were like, come up here, birthday girl. And they're like, give us a song. I, for some reason, chose Sister Christian. I don't know why.
Hilarious.
I love that song. System crash and banana. And the pianist turned his stool or his bench
Yeah.
so that we were like quote unquote on a motorcycle, and like I was behind him, like, and he was singing the song like we were in some kind of like music video.
Amazing.
And
I wish there was a fan in your hair. That's what I'm
yeah,
imagining.
that was me trying to make my hair be a fan.
Yeah.
And then like the next day there was a boat ride
Patty
with all our friends.
Come on.
And then that same night we got off, and he had rented a hotel room that we all got, party in a hotel room. And it was truly amazing. He had just really like thought of all the details, and the reason I want to change that is because I was the biggest dick ever. To him. Nice to everybody else. Thanks for being here to celebrate me. But you, shenanigans. I hate you. I didn't hate. I mean, but one, it got real. It set me off because my husband has a beautiful beard. And that night, he decided to shave it off. And so baby-faced Delenti showed up. No. I was like, who the French are you? I was so
Get
mad.
that face away
Get
from
that
me.
face out of here. And yet again,
what a birthday. If Nick showed up with a baby face, clean-shaven face, which, by the way, I've never seen in 10 years, I'd be like,
who are you?
Out. Get out.
And like we had just started dating, like, for a few months, maybe. I think like officially started in August. My birthday is in
you
August,
can't bait and switch a girl. You can't come in with a beard and shave it off.
No, shame on you. But also like this man is doing something so incredibly kind for me, and a man had ever done that for me. And so like self-conscious story, instead of being like, oh my God, thank you, I'm like, oh yeah, well, whatever, blah, and just like just such a dick. I was so mean to him. And so that day it's the only day that I regret in my life.
Wow.
For almost 39 years. That one is like, I would do that over.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I love you, Pat.
I mean,
yeah. To be fair, he's never gone that big for any other birthday since then.
Oh, but what are we doing for Tori's 40th?
I mean,
let's start planning it now.
I mean, we got to.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't let anybody just plan it because, like,
Yeah. No, they gotta be the right kind of planners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yes, that's mine. How about you?
If I could relive one day in my life exactly as it happened, that's
now that
so
you read that
hard.
back, I'm like, oh, it's a good day.
Well, it could be
bad.
It can be whatever.
It was a good day.
It's like the thing that it's weird. The thing that comes to my mind first.
Yeah, we're going first. Yeah.
It's weird.
That's fine.
It's the day my grandmother passed away.
Oh. Clutch my pearls.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think?
I don't know. I don't understand enough about death yet to be able to really speak to like why. But I will tell you, we were living in Indonesia at the time. My grandmother was
Gigi.
This is Gigi.
Yeah.
My grandmother was in hospice. I flew back, spent a week there. It was very evident to me that she was like barely conscious, not really interacting. Would like have moments of like sort of awakeness, but not really. She was clearly like in transition. And I, after a week, had to go back to work, go back to Indonesia. Also, like this was the first time I left Nick and Rosalind alone together.
Ooh,
yeah,
so high,
but
high energy,
yeah,
high
stress, high anxiety. And I went back, and I was literally home in Indonesia for a week and could not sleep, could not think about anything. I was like, my mind and my heart were still in Oregon with her. I couldn't focus on anything. I was in the middle of a teacher training, and I was supposed to be like mentoring, one-on-one mentoring and giving feedback. And I just was like, my brain
like,
I couldn't focus on anything. And I would literally just lay in bed at night. And all I could think about was being back there. And so after like, I don't know, a week of that, or not even, I was like, Nick, I can't. And he was like, please go, just go. And so I bought a flight for 24 hours later, and I flew back, and I got in on like a Saturday, I don't know. And I got there, I saw her Saturday, I saw her Sunday, I saw her Monday. Monday, it was very evident that like something had changed.
Yeah.
And then like also in hospice, they give you lots of reading material on like what to expect and like the signs to look for. And so I was like trying to pay attention to all the signs. And I had noticed that her feet had started turning purple, which means there's no longer circulation to your feet. And usually that means that that's like the last sign, right? Yeah. So I sat by her bedside all day long. And then my aunt was there at one point, and then she had left to go back up to Portland. And I think my uncle stopped in at one point, or there were like people in and out all day. And then my dad came, and they were like repositioning her because they have to move their bodies every so often so they don't get bed sores. Yeah. So we stepped out of the room. They repositioned her. We came back into the room, and there was just like one single tear on her face, and I was like, okay. But it was, you could feel it. There is like an energy about death that I cannot put words to, but like you can feel it.
You can feel it.
And
we were there when my grandfather passed.
Yeah. It's and so I man.
Gotcha.
It's got me. It's a hard one. So I was on the left side of the bed, and I was either sitting in the chair, but I was like sort of laying next to her, and I was just like, stroking her head. My dad was on the other side holding her hand or something, and we watched her take her last breath. And but also like I can't imagine if I hadn't been there.
Yeah.
Like there was something so like there was just something so powerful about being there and being with her, and like like I knew that that's where I needed to be.
Yeah.
Like it was like so invasive.
Yeah.
And I just knew that that's where I needed to be. And I knew I needed to be there. And there was just something so like healing about being there, and so powerful about being there.
Well, it's finite. It's like finite, right? You're like, I was there for the last.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no questioning. There's no like what ifs or
right.
anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like simultaneously, I don't ever want to relive that day again.
No.
But, and also like there's something about it that just is like so I don't even know how to put it into words, but there's just something so meaningful about it.
Yeah. Well, that's a really big thing.
Yeah.
That's not a small thing to be in the presence of somebody. Like, how often are we ever going to experience that in life?
Yeah.
Hopefully not a lot.
Yeah. Right.
Let's knock on wood there. But so like that's a huge, momentous, life-changing for them, right?
Yeah.
This life has this sheath, this thing is no longer.
Yeah, this
right?
vessel.
You've moved on. This vessel.
You
is
have
no
left
longer.
your vessel, and you are
and you are also at the same time a completely changed person because you've now witnessed the full circle, the full completion.
Yeah.
Of a life.
Yeah, and it's so wild how you can feel like I
like felt a soul
felt
leave.
her. Yes,
yeah.
It feels inexplicable.
Yeah. So anyway, what's your favorite color? Oh no. Well, this question. Okay. Here we go. Number 4.
Fluff it up.
What's something seemingly small that had a big impact on who you are today?
Seemingly small.
Seemingly small.
Seemingly small.
Let's say it one more time. Seemingly
small. Small. That's what an interesting question.
Seemingly small that makes a big impact on who you are today.
Man, I'm having a hard time.
Okay, let's try the next one.
Wait,
we want to come back?
No, hold on.
No. Okay.
Just give me a second.
No. I'm thinking about.
Is it? I don't know if it's seemingly small.
Well, we won't know until you say it.
I think just my high school sweetheart.
Oh,
his mom was just lovely and wonderful, and always took care of me and was concerned about my experience and made me feel like a person and didn't make me feel bad for who I was. And one could say that that's seemingly small, but like I can't think of like any specific thing that she did. It was just like how she treated me.
Mm-hmm.
That had made a
That
huge impact on me because I
yeah.
was like, oh, it was like the first time I ever realized that like
Yeah.
I was enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Being seen by somebody not family that's,
Yeah.
has to love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, it's like somebody just chose to love you,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And there was
Yeah.
never like any one significant thing that she did. It was just like she just loved me.
Mm-hmm. That reminds me, I think, because I was having a hard time with that one. I was like, something small.
Yeah.
But that reminded me of sophomore year. I was going through a hard time. I was just real angry.
Sure.
There's the common thread.
Sure.
Um, and instead of, it was my softball coach who was she was a alumni of the high school, and she was just ended up being the softball coach, and she was driving me to a theater. She was driving me to like a show or a rehearsal or something because she was helping my family out. I don't know why we're doing that,
Sure.
but she turned into more of a friend, right? She was young, so she was an alumni. She was my brother's age, and so only 2 years older than me.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so it or maybe she's 3 years because Ross is only 2 years older than me. But anyway, so she was back to help. And she asked me, instead of just being like, stop doing that, stop being so mean.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me, why are you so mad?
Mm.
And like somebody asking me, it made me, instead of just judging myself,
Yeah.
it made me think of like, why?
It made you ask yourself a question.
It made me ask myself a question. And the answer was easy for me to find. I was like, it was a family. I was mad at my mom for something.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of dealing with it, I would just take it out on myself, and I would take it out on her.
Yeah.
But I couldn't understand, why are you so mad? Instead of I'm just mean. It was like, why are you so mad?
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, made a huge, I think about that all the time. And I think about that all the time when parenting my children. Instead of being accusatory,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, ask the question. Ask the right question, or ask any questions instead of just
Yes.
accusing.
Don't point a finger.
Right.
Ask a question. Open the conversation.
Right. Cool.
I love that. Okay. Okay. Who in your life has influenced your values the most and how?
Has influenced my values?
Yeah.
Influence my values. Values? What are values? I mean, my parents.
Yeah.
I'm close with my parents. I love my parents. We don't see eye to eye on all the things, but like,
Sure.
I think that's gonna be my short and sweet answer. My parents.
Can you name the values that you feel like?
No. And I'm like,
all of them?
Values like loving my family.
Yeah.
Family comes first. That is something that I think we disagree sometimes on. It's like the family is the most important.
Mm-hmm.
We bend over backwards for our family.
Mm.
And I don't believe that.
Mm-mm.
I will meet you halfway. I will always meet halfway.
Yeah.
But you got to show me that you're willing to meet me the other way.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, then no, you don't get my magic. Sorry.
Yes.
I want your magic.
Yeah.
But
it has to be mutual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that in our adulthood, like between my brother and I, I've had that conversation with my parents, like, well, when we're dead and gone, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get there, but also like, I'm gonna love my brother, and hopefully he loves me back.
Yeah.
And I do love my brother. He's one of my favorite people. But we just have different priorities in our lives, and so we move in different ways. But I think that the common goal is the same. But it has there's been a conversation about it where it's like, I want to be your family.
Yeah.
So this is how I function. I'm not gonna just be the little sister.
Yeah.
And just be protected. No. I want a friend. who has been there my whole life. Man, somebody said that the other day. They were like, you know, out of all the relationships, your siblings are the ones that are through and through,
Oh, yeah.
right? They are, I mean,
Yeah.
they have seen you in every aspect of your life. They will,
And they've been closest to it.
and they've been closest to it. And I like hearing that, and that changed the perspective on me. I was like, well, I want to like grow that. I want to foster that. And so like,
Yes.
yeah, but also like knowing your worth. My parents have given me, allowing me to take up space.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out who I am and why I function the way I do. I think the seed was planted by my mom. And then I've had to do a lot of watering of that plant. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
I think
that's good. Those are good ones.
Yeah.
I think probably for me, it's also my family.
Yeah.
I think honesty, integrity, those are like big from my dad. Integrity is a big one. Doing the right thing.
Trust, man.
Doing the right thing,
Yeah.
even if it's not the popular thing.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, always doing the right thing. Just like getting out and being in the world and seeing the world. And, you know, we were super active growing up, and he was always taking us skiing and fishing and camping, and we were always having an adventure.
Yeah.
And that's a big one for me too.
Adventure.
Yeah, life has to be an adventure. From my mom, just like the open-mindedness of the world, not deciding that any way of life is one right way, or any way of being is one right way. She was good about just exposing us to different religions, like different
nice.
you know, like we went to a Unitarian church, but then she also exposed us to like native spiritual traditions. And yeah, I remember going with her to a sweat lodge once when I was like 10. I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die.
My mom went through a Native American phase where she was like really intrigued and like researching and like diving into it. We went through a phase there where it was like we had to draw a card every morning of like, you know.
Did you have dream catchers in the house?
Yeah.
Feathers.
She was a teacher, and she had her hall pass was it was a coyote leg.
Oh,
with I believe it was a turtle rattle on the end. On the end. Sorry, I'm not even by my microphone. So it was a coyote leg. And if you had to go to the bathroom, you had to carry the coyote leg.
Like a taxidermy coyote leg, or like a bone? Oh, like a whole ass leg. Like it's got fur on it.
Yeah. And it's got the foot on it. Yeah. It was a moment.
Did it have like a jingle jangle on it?
It was a rattle.
Yeah.
There was a turtle shell.
Yeah.
And because I mean, she was like the kooky musical theater gal, you know, like, or you know, the arts gal. So yeah, that was yeah. But what I did love about that is like my mom was same open minded. Like we're looking at all the people.
Yeah,
and we're
experiencing all the experiences. She brought Tibetan monks in at one point into Salem to do like this sand mandala presentation, and like we housed one of them, a couple of them, our neighbor across, like they were just
there's monks everywhere.
There are monks everywhere. God, what else did she do? I mean, like she was always going on like writing retreats and you know, the San Juan Islands, and like we were always just tagging along. So like the idea of like exposing yourself to people who do not live like you, which I think is such an incredibly valuable lesson. And unfortunately, we live in such a large country where it's very easy to put your blinders on and only expose yourself to people who look and act and think and behave and navigate the world like you. I think it's incredibly damaging to go through life only believing that people like you have validity in the world. And so that's a value that I hold very high. And prioritize passing on to my children. You know, like a lot of our life decisions have been rooted in that mindset.
All forms of life.
Yeah.
Oh, and I moved to New York. I was like, whoa,
look at all the colorful people.
Wow. You know, it was It was a moment. It was a core memory for me.
Yeah.
Like, stepping off into New York, Manhattan, and being like, "Whoa."
It's so refreshing to me, which after just being there for a week, like, all of the different
Yeah.
nationalities, all of the different cultures,
Mhm.
you are walking down the street, and at any given time, people around you are speaking multiple different
Yeah.
languages. Like, it's such a, um, strangely unifying thing
Yeah.
because, like, there is still, like, a shared experience,
Mhm.
even when you're not speaking the same language or practicing your religion in the same way,
Mhm.
but everyone's still part
Which
of
I
the same
Yeah,
community.
I was worried about that living where we live, and but what's amazing is in our neighborhood, we have a full melting pot we have every kind of culture in our and religion, and I mean, we've gotten to see, like, Kwanzaa celebrations, and God, now I'm gonna remember or forget everything that we've seen, um, ever in my life. What we've gotten to see, so the boys are seeing all of that
Yeah.
'cause, yeah, I went to high school, it was, like, 5 black kids
Yep.
and us,
Mhm.
and I was and then so, yeah, it was a culture shock for sure. Um, and not that wasn't intentional, right? That's
Yeah.
just how it was.
Yeah.
And, but yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We're on Oh, what's a dream or goal you've had since childhood that you still secretly hold on to?
A goal that I had since childhood that I still
A dream or a
a
goal.
dream or a goal that I had since childhood that I still secretly hold on to. Ooh. Mm,
Hmm.
dream or a goal that I've had since childhood that I still secretly I don't keep many secrets. Secrets are not really like my
What secret? What do you mean?
thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Is that what you
secretly.
said? Still secretly
Secretly
hold
hold
on
on to.
to?
Yeah, no, not the secrets, but what is one that you hold on to? You don't even have to be secret about it.
Yeah, it's not secret. Paving my own path, like
Mm,
living my own life. I've done. I always wanted to travel. I have done a decent amount of that.
yeah,
Um, I wanted to perform. I did a decent amount of
yeah.
that. The only thing I didn't get to do was become a doctor. Really
You're
wanted to be an
you
obstetrician.
know a lot of stuff though.
I do know a lot of stuff, and I
Yeah,
know a lot of doctors, and
yeah, I know a doctor.
I work with them, but I didn't become
I've seen a
one.
doctor once.
One time I went to a doctor. Um, uh, yeah, that I still hold on to?
I mean, that speaks a lot. That speaks a lot that you had the dream and you made it a reality.
Yeah, I think the only dreams that, like, aren't well,
A
the only dream
billionaire?
well, yeah, being a billionaire, which is not really a dream anymore. I don't need
No.
to have that much money.
No.
I've met those people, and I don't wanna be them.
No.
Um, uh, but other than that, it's like, I wouldn't even call them dreams. Like, I wanted to, be in the lights of no, be in Hollywood. I wanted to, like, go to the Oscars. I
Mhm.
don't like, none of that appeals to me anymore.
No. Yeah, I think that I've done the childhood dream of, like, wanting to perform.
Yeah.
I do it still.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm still doing it, but 100% it has started to shift of, like, do I wanna do that?
Yeah.
What are some because, like, being on Broadway but even when I was younger, I was like, being on Broadway seems like a lot. Like, you have to there's a lot that isn't talked about that you have to do,
Yeah.
and the sacrifices.
Mhm.
I'm not one to sacrifice in a negative way
Mhm.
for really anything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, because I respect the deathbed too much, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, at the end of my life, I want to look back and be like, I traveled, I experienced, I loved hard, I lost hard. Like, I did all of the things that
Yeah.
I wanted to do. And I've never had a job that I would allow get in the way of any of that. If it wasn't giving me something, I
Yeah.
was out.
Yeah.
So, uh, you know, so there's that.
I love that. I love that one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I actually just ran somebody came and it was such a beautiful moment. Talk about you're never too old to like pick up the dreams. There's this gal I don't know her, but she's a local. She saw Bohemia
Mhm.
and she was inspired by like grown-ups doing it. I guess.
Yes.
And singing. And she now like she went into classes
Come
and
on.
did like a little competition and like because a friend of mine was like, hey, by the way, this person's doing this, and we saw Bohemian. She said it inspired her, and I just wanted to like let you know that positive things came and like all this stuff, like somebody was inspired by you. And so I reached out to the gal and I was like, amazing.
Come
Like I'm
on,
so
girl.
like proud of you. It's hard to like be, out there and be like, I'm older
Yeah.
now. And is it stupid to pick up dreams? And I'm like, not even
No.
a little bit, babe.
No.
And I told her, I was like, we're fine wines. We get better with age.
That's right.
So get out there. And now like she told me she got hired to do like Anne of Green Gables and like all this.
Okay.
I was like, yes. Way to go. Way to like lean in. Way to like do the uncomfortable thing and like believe in yourself.
Yes, at
and
a
get out
time when
there.
you're supposed to be like quote unquote set in your whatever.
Set in your whatever.
So, yeah, there's no set anymore.
So if you're listening, good job.
You did it.
She did say, she was like, I see you just opened or did a podcast or doing a podcast.
I hope she's listening.
I hope you're listening.
Because she's inspirational.
Because you're an inspiration. Because that was truly inspired me. I was like, what dreams have I not leaned into because I've been scared?
Yeah. Or because you've decided you're too old
or too whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that negative self-talk again.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you define home and where do you feel it most?
This is cheesy, but it's Pat.
That's not cheesy. Yeah.
It's Pat.
That's not cheesy at all. Home is a place for sure. I mean, a feeling. Not attached to a place is what I meant to say.
I got you. I will say, I mean, like there is a time my parents travel a lot, and when they're out of town, we don't go to their house, right? They have strangers staying there to like watch their house.
Yeah.
And so we don't ever go. And I will say that Pat and I, there's something just like, I mean, it's the house I grew up in. So there is that the nostalgia of it all, and like seeing my kids there is very like, I feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though like every time I go to that house, I'm allergic to everything, like everything inside, everything outside. Like I always have an asthma attack every time I'm there. And which is funny because I'm like, what's in the wood, guys? Yeah. Like because they've done everything they can to try to like make it. God. But it's from the 1800s. Like it's an old farmhouse that they like.
Didn't the house get moved?
It like literally split it in half and moved it from Seattle, a Victorian farmhouse, split it in half and went to where they live now.
Put it on a flatbed truck.
And back in the day. And they put it back together.
Back when moving houses was actually cost effective, because now it's outrageous.
Yeah, no. So, but they live on beautiful land with like a creek and the loudest fucking train you've ever heard. Like Pat, the first time we stayed there, the train is you can literally throw a rock and hit the train. That's how. But to me,
where is it?
Oh, it's on the other side of the creek.
Oh,
yeah. So there's the creek, and then there's a railroad track. And so
have I just never been there when a train's gone by?
Maybe, because it is alarming for people who've never experienced before, but like it lulls me to sleep. Like, anytime
it's like the subway when you
I don't hear it. And so the first time Pat was there, and it happened at like 3:00 in the morning, it was like whoa, 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 whoa. Like, and he's like, oh my God, what's happening?
Do you think the train was going through your house?
Yes. Sometimes when there's a lot of engines, it
sure,
does get pretty loud.
Yeah,
but I love it. I love a choo-choo,
A chooch.
How about you?
My home is also people. It was my grandmother. It's at times it's my parents, my brother.
Yeah,
for sure.
Do you have like an unspoken like language or like mind meld with your brother?
Yeah,
because Ross and I are the same. Where like we get together. And it is, Pat hates it. He's like, because we'll have even inside jokes that we aren't even inside of. Yeah. Or just like we have those nostalgic moments where we're like, remember, or, all the things. But it is very, very specific and special, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice to know that that's not just us.
No, I think there's something very special about our sibling relationship as adults.
Yeah.
My best friend from high school, Vanessa, she feels like home to me. Nick.
Mm-hmm.
It's people.
Yeah, it's people.
It's people for sure. Also, I don't have my childhood home is not
No more. No
is no
mas.
more. But also I had so many, we moved a lot.
Right.
We were in one home until I was 5, and I don't think that would feel nostalgic to me at all.
Yeah.
But like my parents' home,
Mm-hmm.
my dad and my stepmom's home that we were in from like 6th grade until they only sold it a couple of years ago. I was very sad when they sold it. That home felt like home-ish to me. My grandparents' home really felt like home. It's weird to drive by it now. And like,
Yeah.
people have done things like renovate and add
Oh,
on,
yeah.
and there's like a porch on the back where there didn't used to be a porch, and there's
Yeah.
like a fence around it now. And I'm like, who are you? And why do you think you could just go into your own home and change
Oh,
everything?
yeah.
Because it's not,
My grandparents, they left us a house, Ross and I, when my grandmother passed.
Mhm.
And my grandfather was a pilot and lived on one of those like airfields, right? With all the old folks who all have the planes. And that they called it the Taco Bell house because it was like, here's all these ramblers, all these like 1-story old people live here. And then this Aztec looking Taco Bell house, literally in the middle. It was like stucco walls, and it looked
a
like
little
a
chihuahua
house,
that walked around saying, "Yo quiero Taco Bell."
It kind of looked like an Arizona house. Like it was like,
Yeah.
what is that house? And they gave it to us when they both passed. It was like in the will, so we could sell it, and that's how we could afford our home.
Yeah.
And so thanks guys. But that also felt very like home. Anytime, like I went there once before we sold it, and I was like, "This is probably the last time," and I got so sad.
Yeah.
So sad. It's like a little part of my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it is part of who you are.
yeah.
Yeah. I get it. Oh. Oh wait, it's your turn.
Oh, dreams home. I love this one. If your emotions were colors, what color have you been feeling most often lately, and why?
Rainbow.
A rainbow.
A rainbow.
A rainbow.
I do not feel one color. I
Mm.
feel all the colors. I feel all the feelings.
Yeah.
I feel
And shades.
and shades.
Yeah.
I would say lately the colors have been more pigmented, you know? But also we do live in the Pacific Northwest,
Yeah, I was
and
about to
it's
say,
summer,
This
so
summertime, I'm like,
whew,
yeah,
yeah.
give me a bright ass short.
Yeah, come on. I'm like, we are alive. We are living.
Yeah.
Talk to me in winter though. Mm-mm.
She's shades then. She's gray.
She's yeah.
White, black.
Shades of gray.
Dark gray.
Not 50 though.
Nah.
Definitely not 50.
Nah. Well, I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
Boom.
Poor Nick, you don't have to shush them. It's fine.
I don't think we can hear them. And if we can, we have children. Surprise.
Yeah. Surprise. There are children on here.
Oh, crap.
It's fine. We good. We're close. If your emotions were colors, what would they be?
It would be a rainbow. I agree with everything you just said.
Great.
Move on.
Okay. Wait, is your turn.
Oh. No, I asked that one.
Wait. Oh, you're right. Damn it. What's a part of your personality that you think is misunderstood by most people?
Well, the biggest one. This is a new one, but I am that when I am passionate about something, it comes off as aggressive.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm just feeling my feelings.
Yeah, and I'm not ragey at you.
Yeah,
I'm not. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Unless it does, but it doesn't usually have to do with the person. It just like, and that's bit me in the ass more times than not because I'm just passionately living, and people are like, "Why are you so aggressive?" And I'm like, "I'm not aggressive. I'm passionate about it."
Yes,
and I'm allowed to be.
I feel bigly and deeply.
I feel bigly and deeply,
and outwardly.
Outwardly.
I don't stuff it down.
No. And
I let it out.
Yeah, but even switching that in my head, even when, Pat and I are like having conversations and I am gesticulating like until my arms fall off, and he's like, you're getting pretty passionate over there over there, which is code for like you're getting a little like you don't have to be so aggressive.
Sure.
Which he would not say, but it was a moment for us as a couple. When we made that realization together, it's like, I am not being aggressive at you.
Yeah.
I am passionately living.
Yeah.
And there is a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely the same for me.
Yeah.
my feelings are large and deep and outward, and
Mm.
that is part of who I am, and I will not suppress or change who I am to make other people feel comfortable.
That's
And
the hard lesson for me.
and
I'm
what
trying to learn that.
yeah, and well, say it's an ongoing lesson for me, but
Yeah.
what that means is that you are going to see my large, deep, wide, broad, outward feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm a verbal processor, so I talk through everything. So when I'm talking through it and I'm feeling through it, and when I am heated about something, I talk faster, I talk louder, I get like super spun up.
Yeah.
Like my brain goes
It's
a
all
mile
the
a
bad
minute.
ideas have to come out with all the good ideas.
Yeah.
Every idea has to come out
Yes.
of my mouth hole.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that is seen for a number of things. And that's just, it's, because I don't present as like a demure, well-spoken, it's just not, I'm just a person. I'm just a person, and I feel.
Yeah.
So get into it or get out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, we're on the last one. Ooh.
Ugh. When do you feel most like your true self?
Oh, man. I feel most like my true self when I am with the people that feel like home.
Mm-hmm.
When I am exploring something new, like when I am in a foreign country, like when we are like I think about, there was a Christmas that Nick and I went to, like Poland and Hungary and Slovenia and Croatia, and we just did like a European
Heavens
tour.
Yeah.
And just like being out in the world around no one that I know, around languages that I don't speak, and just like exploring and learning and being completely out of my element.
Wow.
There is something about that makes me feel so much like myself.
Makes you feel alive.
Makes me feel alive.
Yeah.
And makes me feel it. There's like such a raw experience to it.
Yeah.
Because you're not prepared for anything, and you really are just like going blind into whatever the thing is, right? Like even if it's just walking out of your hotel. There's something about that just makes me feel.
That causes me so much anxiety.
Oh, I love it.
Like it scares me. So maybe that'll be my next goal, is to live out loud in different places like you do.
LOL.
Lol. Lol.
Do it. What about you?
The first thing that came to mind is when I teach. Like I feel I am unapologetically myself.
Yeah.
My most self when I'm teaching, which is, it's kind of scary because it is like, I could say anything. I mean, we talked about back farting yesterday.
Well, it happens.
It happens. And I was like, well, let us engage a little bit more so we're not back farting, right? But I mean, I have, the answer of like my I will say like my true self is, yeah, sure, at home with everybody, but like my most proud self is there, like teaching and or when I MC, and I'm like, I'm in charge. What I say is, making people, giving them joy, and I'm still able to be my sassy self.
Yeah.
Like I'm sassy and funny without having to apologize for it. If you're offended, get out of my show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is my show.
I can't have your fucking money back, bro. Like that's never happened yet. But I think that's when I feel like all my spidey senses are like are firing.
Yeah.
Is when I'm like, that's my true self.
I haven't
Stamina is hard though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Keeping that stamina in your spidey sense going for that long, like, yeah.
Yeah. Keeping that much of you that outward for that long, it takes a lot of energy.
Especially as an introvert.
Yeah. I haven't taught in a number of years, so it's sort of like not in the forefront of my mind anymore. But when you said that, that sounds very familiar. I feel most like myself when I teach. When I was teaching, because it is like to be a good teacher of anything, you have to be authentically yourself. That's the only way you can communicate and relay the message in a way that's going to land with people. If you try to be someone else and communicate the message, it's not going to land because it's not authentic. And it's always more fun.
Yeah, it's way more fun
when you get to be yourself. But yeah, teaching, I mean,
it's because it's all performing, right? It's performative.
It's performative, but it's still you. You're not putting on another character. You are just you.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why I love Bohemia so much, is because that character, I mean, I'm the only person who's played that character, but she is me on cocaine and Quaaludes, and I feel like I'm on cloud 10. So thank you, Mark and Opal, for creating that. Go see Bohemia if it happens again. But when I get to like embody that character, it's like a drug for me.
She's a lot of fun.
Because she's so much fun. I mean, like, and she's one of those characters that changed me for the better, where I was like, well, if she can live like that, why can't I?
Yes.
Why can't I be like that? And so like there was a Art Nouveau picture of this like beautiful, goddess painted. And if you look close enough, she's giving the middle finger.
Yes.
And it was backstage for some reason. But I was like, that's Wormwood. Like that's who she is. And I was like, can I have this? Please? And she lives in my house. She lives on my desk.
I love that.
As just like a gentle reminder of like,
she is beauty, she is grace, and she is fuck you all wrapped up in one.
You can get out of here.
Yeah.
She's gonna take up space, and sorry if it hurts your feelings.
Sorry.
But sorry, not sorry.
You deal with your own feelings.
Yeah. But when I can find characters like that and like dive in like that, or live that way, just even a little bit, I mean, without hurting people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm all about it. So
you're here.
You're here. Speaking of here, we're glad you're here.
We're glad you're here. Thanks for being here, guys.
For our 10th episode, which it's only 10, right? Like,
yeah.
But
we've recorded so many more.
We have recorded so many more, but like, it still feels crazy that there's 10 episodes of us
out in the world.
Out in the world. And you guys are sharing, and if you haven't shared, please.
And so far, nobody hates us.
So far.
That we know of.
We haven't gotten any.
No hate mail yet.
No hate mail yet.
But listen, if you want to send us hate mail, do it.
Do it.
I want to know what you hate. I'm curious.
It's everything podcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Tell us what you hate and why.
Like, share, follow, comment, do all the things that everybody who has a podcast tells you to do. And
thanks for being here. And keep telling us how you feel.
Keep trying to find your true self.
We believe in you.
We believe in you.
Boom shaka.
And
see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh. Oh my God. Sawyer and I have to peel out. We have to be at T-ball with a bunch of 4-year-olds.